Hello everybody, this is Luca Di Scacciati, Forecaster.biz. Welcome to our weekly webinar. Today we will start looking something new that Mr. Warren Buffett just released about his portfolio. And then we will switch to two very interesting stocks listed in the United States that really can give us really good opportunities in order to upside the potential. So welcome everybody, happy to see you here today, and let's start. Let me share my screen with the last trade from Mr. Warren Buffett. And as you can see, we had something really interesting, guys, because Mr. Buffett added Ulta Beauty at his portfolio. And I'm very happy about this move. Every lot of people sent me messages in the last hour because of this news. Because if we go to the forecaster terminal, guys, and if we go to the ranking page, if we go to the SP 500, and if we click on the best to worst button, we can find that Ulta Beauty is the number 3 top stock inside the S&P 500 ranking page. And we cannot be more than happy to understand that Mr. Buffett bought the company, because of course it means he analyzed Ulta Beauty and he think is a good company. We are very happy that thanks to our fundamental analysis, the Z-score, the F-score, and all the other metrics, all the other ratio we use in the forecaster, we can find the Ulta Beauty very high in this ranking, because it's a very interesting company. We talked a lot in the past about Ulta Beauty. It was one of the first example I used when for the first time we added the ranking page inside the S&P 500, because it was a company very interesting, but I never heard it because I didn't know nothing about Ulta Beauty. I never heard the name about Ulta Beauty. So this is why I'm very happy to see this company here in this page, and let's go and analyze it, because it's of course still interesting even if Mr. Warren Buffett bought it. Okay, and as you can see, using the all free method we have in the forecaster terminal, we can find an average fair value of 790, which is more than 100% below the fair value. So we have this company, which is very nice because it's in a very interesting sector. Ulta Beauty is a retailer of beauty product in the United States. Very interesting. Okay. The sales and net income is growing quite good. And as I told you, the average fair value is very high. And at the moment, we have a company on the stock market which is undervalued at least 100%. So it's very interesting. Something very interesting, look, guys, using the discounted cash flow, which is the method that use Warren Buffett, we find a very high fair value. And so I'm not surprised to see Ulta Beauty inside the Warren Buffett portfolio, because it's exactly the kind of company Warren Buffett love. Okay. And Jamie is asking me something very interesting, because say what features we should watch to be sure that one company is a good company to buy. Perfect question. Thank you very much. Because of course, it's not enough to watch the fundamentals, let's say, okay, because we have to see, of course, if the sales and net income is growing, but very important, we have to watch the ratios, okay, because thanks to the ratios, you can understand the quality of financials, okay. Thanks to the ratio, we can see the quality of sales and net income. So in this case, we have a very interesting company, guys, because we have a company with a very good profit margin, 15%, a very interesting ROE, 56%, very interesting. And look, what it's very interesting, this company can have a ROE of 56%, which is the return on equity, okay, with only a 0.71 debt equity. It means this company doesn't have many debt, okay? It's very interesting. It's a very interesting company, okay? Then, once we find a company with good financials, a company, with growing financials, with quality financial, thanks to the ratio, and the company is undervalued, like with Ulta Beauty in this case, we have to move a little bit forward and we have to see the solidity of the company, okay? In this section, we can find the Altman Z-score, which is a very special ratio that tells us if the company is risking a bankruptcy. And in this case, as you can see, with a 6.64, we have a low risk of bankruptcy. Of course, inside the forecaster, you can find all the explanation of this special ratio, which is something really famous in the finance business. Because look, if you go on Google and you search for Altman Z-score, you can find everything you need to know about this ratio. And of course, you can find also the formula, okay? So as always, forecaster doesn't want to be a black box. We really would like you to understand everything you see, okay? Forecaster is very good because in a matter of seconds, you can find, for example, the Altman Z-score since the 2016, and you can see the trend and everything, okay? So very interesting company. We can go further in the analysis and goes to the value generation part, where we can find, first of all, number of shares outstanding. Okay, in this case, we can find something really interesting for us as a shareholder, because in the years, the number of share decreased. It means the company is constantly doing buying back. They repurchase their own stocks. This is something really interesting, okay, because it's exactly the opposite of inflation, okay. It is something, the repurchasing of stocks is something that create value for the investor who already owns company shares, okay. So very interesting situation. In this case, we also have a very good shareholder yield, okay. Look, shareholder yield, something really interesting, because is what you really get. It's the dividend yield, where we take out of the calculation, we put inside the calculation also the debt, okay. So very interesting. And last thing to see, in order to analyze the company, we have the weighted financial. And as you can see here, we have, for example, sales compared to number of shares, net income compared to number of shares, free cash flow compared to number of shares, and gross profit. As you can see, in the case of Ulta Beauty, the company is getting it's getting efficient year by year, more efficient year by year. And this is why, in the case of Ulta Beauty, the forecaster tell us that the company is robust. Okay, it's buying back its shares and is rewarding its investors. Okay, so it's a very interesting company. We talked about this company a lot of time because since we add the ranking section in the forecaster, it was one of the best company rated all the time. So it's very, very interesting. Okay, very happy that Mr. Warren Buffett is using the forecaster. Of course, I'm joking, but you never know. It's a very good company, Ulta Beauty. Perfect. And of course, here you can find many others, guys, because we can find a lot of company which are very good. For example, Adobe, Nike. Nike, it's an incredible company. Okay, fundamentally speaking. So let's go to talk about the real topic of today, because we have to watch two companies which are really good in order to do an investment. And these two companies are companies that we found thanks to the break-even section. If you go to the break-even section, you can find many companies, and if a company appear in this list, the break-even list, something really simple happened to the company. If we choose only the United States company, for example, and we open the first one, we can find something really interesting, because if the company is in this page, okay, it means the company just closed a quarter with a profit for the first time. Okay, so as in this case we are talking about DraftKings, which is a company active in the gaming sector. For the first time, this company closed a quarter with 63 million profit. Okay, net income. So this is why the company appeared in this very special list. And in this company, of course, we can find different in this list. We can find different company. It doesn't mean we have to go straight and buy the company on the stock market, because we have, of course, to analyze a little bit more. Okay, just a quarter in profit doesn't mean the company is healthy. Okay, and this is why I choose these two companies we are going to analyze today. The first one is Aspen Aerogel. Here we have the company. As I told you, we can find this company in the list because the last quarter had a profit. Okay, we are talking about a small company, because at the moment is 1.86 billion. Okay, so we are talking about a small company. Of course, talking about this kind of company, the only ratio is interesting to watch is the debt equity. Okay, because of course this kind of company are losing money in the annual report, but looking at the debt equity is very important in order to understand if the company has a lot of debt or not. And this is why this company is very interesting, because we have a debt equity which is 0.24. Okay, if we go further in the analysis, we can find something really interesting regarding the Altman Z-score, because we have an improving Altman Z-score. At the moment, we have a 3.04, which tell us that the company has a low risk of bankruptcy. something really interesting, guys. Really, really interesting, because this kind of company, they often have a very low Altman Z score, and they are risky company. In this case, we love it because we have an increasing number, and we have a company which give us a low risk of bankruptcy. Very interesting. Talking about the value generation, um, we have a situation which is very interesting too, because talking about the efficiency of the company and watching the quarterly result, we can see that the company not only had one profit quarter, but it's increasing its efficiency month by quarterly by quarterly. Okay, so very interesting company. And guys, if we go here in the overview page and we plot the net income on the chart, we can see that using the TTM, trailing 12-month net income, we can find that probably the company will close the 2024 with a profit for the first time in history. And this is very interesting because, as you probably know, prices on the stock market, as you can see on this chart, follow the fundamentals. And in this case, the stock should be here. And if we go to see, give me a second, because I have to find this one. Yes. If we go and we see the last report we had from Aerogel company, we can find something really interesting, because look, the company has a very interesting expectation. The management is expecting a 2024 closing with 600 million sales. Okay, and so this is something really interesting, because 2023 the company closed with 238. So they expect more than double this this number. Okay, and if we plot, as we always do, the net income on the chart, we can definitely see that, especially in the last period, the the net income is driving share prices, and this is why probably the company will skyrocket in the future. Okay, talking about let's say statistically, or better than statistically, we can say, if we analyze the chart, we can find something really interesting, because on all the previous low we have on the chart, we have a spike in volume, and this is a very good sign that big investor is getting inside the company. Okay, and if my analysis is correct, is right, we can definitely say that if that we can expect prices of the stock reach at least the previous high. Okay, and this is why if we open a chart and we try to calculate which is the upside potential, we can find a really good upside potential of 168%. And we are in a good situation at the moment, because look, after a long period of downtrend, we had a very long period of sideways, and now prices started again to do high and lower and higher lows, which is something that really can tell us that the trend is starting again to skyrocket. Okay, do you like this company, guys? Do you think it's a good company? Do you like it? I really love this company, and thank you, thank you, Bukazin. Bukazin, I hope to to say your name well, let's say. And the what is very interesting, guys, that this company, once we analyze this kind of company, which are company that for the first time released a profit quarter, we have of course to analyze the sector. We have of course to analyze the potential of the sector they are moving in. And in this case, Aspen Aerogel, it's a very interesting company, guys, because they are working in a sector which in the future probably will grow a lot. We are talking about innovation solution for energy conservation and storage. Okay, they produce this special material, which is aerogel, which help all the energy industry and the energy infrastructure to be very efficient, because for example they can transform electric vehicle batteries waterproof. Okay, it's a very interesting business, and it look like they started to make good money. Okay, if you go on YouTube, for example, and you search for aerogel, you can find very interesting very interesting video. I can suggest you to see the Veritasium YouTube channel videos regarding the aerogel, and it's an incredible material that uh, could really be very helpful in this field of energy efficiency. Okay, so this is why I really love this company. Okay, I really love this company because all the numbers tell us that probably Aspen Aerogels is in a turning turning situation. Okay, so from a company that lose money, probably we are now in a healthier situation. Look, also if we see the annual results, we can find that the company um, is improving because they had much more sales compared to the previous year, but also the loss decreased. So it's a very interesting situation. This company is doing something good. Okay, and the sector is very nice. So I really love this company, and I really think we can get back at least to the all-time high. Okay. Yeah, David, thank you very much, because we have to check, of course, the M score, which is a very particular ratio which tell us if the company is rigging financial statements. In this case, we have to be careful because for the first time we have a strange situation, let's say, because we have a Benishem score that tell us that the company could, of course, we do not have the 100% we cannot be sure 100% that the company is rigging financial numbers, but we have to be careful. At the moment, talking about the sector, talking about the numbers, talking about everything we saw, it's a very interesting situation. Of course, we have to keep watching at this number, because if it don't come back in green, could be a problem for this company. Okay, so let's go to the other company I would like to see today, which is Castle Bioscience. Also another interesting company, because this company, we can start from the sector now, is in the healthcare sector, and the industry is the medical diagnostic and research. These guys, as you can see from the website, they provide innovative tests, okay? And what is very interesting, in my opinion, they also provide one of the best mental health tests available on the market today, okay? So it's a sector very interesting, because mental issues is something which is growing a lot all across the globe, and this kind of company do some interesting product, and I really think this specific sector could be the best sector that can start to use the artificial intelligence in healthcare. Okay, and this is why it's very interesting. They can benefit a lot from artificial intelligence, not only for creating new tests or new drugs, talking about some other company, but also to accelerate the process of approval of this kind of test and medicine. Okay, and this is very interesting. Let's go to see the numbers, guys, because we have a very small company in this case, 766 million. We have a company which is still not in the radar of big investment funds, okay? Because if a company is below, has a capitalization below 1 billion, there are many invest fund that doesn't watch the company, okay? So it's very interesting for us, because could be a very good interesting moment to get inside now and wait that the company goes up and goes in the big investor radars. Okay. Also, in this case, we have a very good situation with sales which is growing a lot, and starting from 2022 we have also an improvement in net income, something really interesting, guys, really interesting. We have an Alt1 Z score which is really good, 4.46 is really good. And also, in the case of the efficiency, the company is improving quarter by quarter, and this is why the company is resilient. Very interesting. Fundamentally speaking, we have a nice company with also a very low debt to equity, because we have practically no debt, 0.02 in debt equity. It means the company doesn't have debt at all, practically. Okay. If we go here and we plot the net income on the chart, we can definitely say that the upside potential is huge, like in the previous case, like in aerogel. Okay, because look, using the TTM, trailing 12-month net income, it means we let's see, try not to predict, but using the last 4 quarter available, we can understand how the year can close, how is the actual situation. And also in this case, we have a company which has a very good outlook for 2024. And as you can see, also in this case, prices on the stock market follow the fundamentals, and this is why this stock is probably accumulating since 2022 and now can really start again to skyrocket. It's very interesting, this situation, because if we go to the overbought and oversold section, we can find that on all the previous important low, we have spike in volumes, okay? And we also had a very interesting turning point here, because as you can see, I don't want to go in the details because you can find the description in the software, but the advanced DPO is telling us that these are major buy point, okay? Very interesting situation, guys. You can find spikes of volumes on all the previous low. This is probably an accumulation area that started in 2022. We are talking about more than 2 years accumulation. It's very interesting. Okay. Yes. So we saw the website, we saw the numbers, the fundamentals, we saw the this tool which is on the overview page, which is very nice, guys. I love this tool because mathematically speaking has no sense, because we are talking about net income and stock prices, but plotted together on the chart, we can really see how prices on the stock market react to the fundamental of the company. And in this case, we have a huge upside potential. Okay. How, what does it mean? See, if the prices goes back to the top, it means something like 268% in upside potential. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Very interesting. This is a company like the aerogel one, which we can invest some money and just wait, because everything tell us that this is a turnaround company. Okay. Perfect. Guys, I would like you to invite to the this very important webinar we will host on September 5. It's a webinar where we will present a new forecaster terminal feature. If you already like our software, uh, you will see something really revolutionary talking about investment and trading. So this is why I really would like you to come in live, because I really would like to see your reaction to this new tool, which will be available, fully available for you in September. And I really would like you to invite to the new tool presentation, because you will be astonished by this new tool. If you already like the forecaster, if you already like the ranking section with the under and overvaluation of all the indexes, the best to worst button that help us to find really good opportunities. If you like the break-even section, for example, the COT report, I mean, we have such a powerful tool. You didn't see nothing at all, because what is coming in September is something really game changer, and I can't wait to introduce this new tool to you. Okay, guys, thank you very much to be here. I'm very happy to see you again today, and I hope you will enjoy our next webinar, not only the presentation one, but also the next webinar. Yes, of course, this session is recorded. You will receive in the next days the videos. You will find the videos on our YouTube channel, guys. You can also, give me a second, you can also goes to our YouTube channel, which is this one. Okay, okay, and you can find all our previous webinar, all our previous content, and you can also, I mean, you can find everything we do, everything we did in the previous webinar. Okay, okay, perfect, guys. Hope to see you next week, and remember, you have to put the date on your fridge in your kitchen. September 5, new tool presentation. It will be mind blowing. I promise you. I promise you. Okay. Thank you, David. Thank you, Bukazin. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sin.